Welcome to Deck Talk, where you will be prepared. Deck Talk is a weekly show where we bring on pro players, deck creators, commentators, pretty much anybody who's trying to make Hearthstone the #1 rising esport in the world. This week we've got a very special guest all the way from Canada, the one, the only Flying Whale. You know, it's surprising. I know somebody else in Hearthstone who also uses whale in their name.
Really?
Yeah, I guess that's like common there or something, you know. But he goes by Whale Cancer because apparently whale is one of the many creatures that doesn't get cancer.
Oh, we're that awesome.
I guess so. All right. So now, you're actually quite a well-known streamer. You've got a nice little bit of a following going. You do coaching. You do a lot of things. So, how are you liking GVG?
It took me a while to enjoy it, to be honest.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a player that hates RNG. Because it just doesn't feel good when you lose to RNG, when you feel like you've played better than your opponent for the whole game and then you lose because guess what? But like RNG was there before GVG, and I hated 50-50s with drag, with savannas, with lightning storm, all that stuff, and then GVG added a lot of that. And yeah, so to me there should be less variance in the RNG in Hearthstone. So like RNG is fine, but it should have less impact on the game.
Oh,
It could give you a small
completely
advantage,
understand.
but not win you a game that you should have lost.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, like, oh, I don't know, Unstable Portal.
Yep.
I love that card. I mean, it's probably one of the more interesting mechanics because most of the time it's going to whiff on you. But when it comes through,
Well, actually, most of the time you're going to get value out of it.
you think so.
Yeah, because it's you get a 1 mana discount when it works, and the fact that you can play that card, like you basically get an innervate the turn where you play it.
Mhm.
Well, it's more like reverse overload. Like you pay 2 mana on one turn, and then you're gonna not have to pay it later. But you're not gonna have to pay 3 mana, which is very important. And the fact that you can make combos that don't make any sense, like Mal'Ganis and Finicky Cloakfield. What the hell? Yeah.
Yeah, I've
Um,
seen that before. Yes, but
yep.
what for me, for some odd reason, it's like, all right, Unstable Portal, do me good. Murloc, 1 mana.
Yeah, classic. But it's 0 mana now, so that's
I
something.
still don't want to play it.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. But like, yeah. So basically, I like GVG because of the new strategies and the fact that it brought new deck archetypes. I really like that. Like, it brought fatigue decks to the meta, which I find really nice.
Mm-hmm.
Like for one, and like you can try and go aggressive Druid with mechs. That's cool. So a lot of new decks are the meta is less stale than before, so that's a good thing.
Right. Unfortunately, you know, Rogues did kind of take a little bit of a hit on it.
For now.
Hunter's got a boost in it.
Yep. But the rogue part, rogues might come back. We don't know.
I'm
They,
hoping so because it's kind of sad. There's so many people crying about it.
yeah, same goes for shaman too.
Oh yeah, Shaman. You know, Shaman is a very unique spot. It did take a hit, but it does have some potential of doing some interesting stuff. Like the only viable OTK in the game right now is ironically Shaman.
Yeah, but like it's weird, but it comes and it goes, and I guess it's gonna. We're gonna see. I mean, we didn't have time to experiment enough yet, and like I thought Priest was dead and was actually the worst class after like in early January, and then Sibilla got rank 1 with Priest, and I tried it, and it's the only Priest deck I've ever had success with. So actually, we have to try more, and the meta's gonna shift, and we're gonna see. But I maybe Shaman and Rogue could need some help, but yet again, I would have said Priest needs some help last week, and I definitely think it's viable now.
All right, all right. Now, speaking of a class that obviously does not need any help because it's been pretty dominant throughout the GVG meta, Mage, and you brought us a Mage deck, and it's kind of very unique. So let's get to that right now.
Right.
Welcome to the Mech Rattle mage. Yes. So go ahead and explain this deck to us, will you?
All right. So first of all, this Toyda made this deck and he played it in some tournament like 2 or 3 weeks ago,
Mm-hmm.
and I was trying to find a mage deck for myself because I don't have it golden yet. So I was like, well, I guess I'm gonna rank with mage and get closer to the golden mage.
Mm-hmm.
And I tried making some mech mages work, and it was kind of weak. And the one thing with tempo mage or aggro mage was it's always been like you either destroy your opponent or you fail miserably.
Mm-hmm.
Like there was rarely an in between. But this deck that Toyda made is actually very stable because, as you can see, it features a lot of synergy. You have the synergy of Mana Worm spells, that's classic, Undertaker death rattles, but also mechs. And like you pointed out earlier, it doesn't have Mech Warper, but it still runs mechs.
Yeah, I mean, when you showed me this deck, I was like, oh, cancer, can't wait. Where's the mech warper?
Yeah,
There's no mech warp. Wait a minute, hold up. Because I've played a lot of mech mage, and that's like a core thing there. And people will hold on to like a frostbolt just for that mech warper. And here, they're going to be holding on and never. By the time they realize there's no mech warper, they're like, what the fuck?
surprise.
Yeah, exactly. But you're
Yeah.
also running snow chuggers, which I love because it basically says, "Hi, warrior."
The trigger is so amazing, and like it also has one of the coolest emotes in the game, just being chugga chugga. And if anyone didn't see the like all the chuggas in all the different languages, it's so
Mhm.
funny.
I've
Like
seen
there's
it.
a
It's
YouTube
hilarious.
video about it.
Uh, I also
I know
like
the
this
person
like
who
little
made it.
parody of The Shining that was done using Snow Chugga um,
And Garish.
and Garrosh. Yes,
Yes, that is so funny.
yes, it was hilariously funny. I thought it was
Yeah.
like amazing. All
Yeah,
right.
yeah, yeah.
So now let's see. You've got some secrets in here too. You got a counterspell, which seems pretty logical considering the meta. You got mirror entities. Explain this decision here.
All right. Well, we're this deck plays a lot like Zoo.
Mm-hmm.
It's about board control. So you're not rushing your opponent as fast as possible. You're trying to get board control. And Mirror Entity is really, really good at this because if your opponent is also tempo, they're gonna play crap, but they're gonna have to deal with it. So you're gonna be able to trade one for one still, and you're not keeping any secret in your starting hand because you don't want to waste your whole turn on it. So most of the time, that Mirror Entity is gonna be a bonus with the Mad Scientist. So basically, the Mad Scientist becomes 2 mana, 2 for 2 that kills one of your opponent minions if it trades one for one, but you actually get it first because yours had charge, which is insane.
All right. All right. Good
So
explanation there.
yeah, and also just mage secrets are just super strong because they're all annoying, so people have to play around it. So like when you get counterspell off of your scientist, your opponent's gonna play a shitty one drop, then it's not gonna be counterspell, and they're gonna be like, well, fuck, I wasted my turn.
Yeah. And then they're also going to be thinking, oh, he might have duplicate down. I better play around that.
Yeah, a lot of time they kill like your shitty stuff, and you're like, ha, nope.
And then they're going, oh, wait, it must be ice block then. And then they throw down like this big, huge minion. It's like, nope. And then it's like, Jesus Christ.
Yeah, that happens sometimes, and also like against bigger decks like Druid and Warrior. Like Warriors are not as good as an example because they have low drops, but say against Druid, it's really really annoying for them to actually trigger that mirror entity. Like apart from the Keeper of the Grove, there's nothing that you want to have well mirrored. Like so it really sucks for Druid,
Mm-hmm.
and this kind of gives you a chance against decks that could actually uh, be more resilient, like the Druid or the Pally to have heals and taunts. And like Mirror Entity turn 7, well, you can't Tyrion, so that's pretty good.
Oh, that's awesome. Okay, so Sludge Belcher is a nice defensive option. Piloted Sky Golem as well as the Piloted Shredder. Some really good sticky minions there. And let's not
Yep.
also forget about the Harps Golem. Black Knight, because, hey, Sludge Belcher exists. And Sylvanas, and You have Dr. Boom in here.
Yes.
Okay, is this like your win con, or is it just, to kind of seal the deal and push it over the edge?
Yeah, I'd say Boom's like you've wasted all your board clears, so I'm just gonna play 3 minions at once.
Mm-hmm.
And I like Boom is just overpowered. They're gonna have to nerf it. In theory, a 7 drop like this should not go in such a deck, but
Not having it
it's
see.
super good. I mean,
Yeah.
Boom's insane. You have a 7/7 that's vanilla, and then you get two mechs that have death rattles. So with this deck, it's just so funny. I mean, you play Undertaker, Doctor Boom for 8 mana. You have a 3/4, a
Mm-hmm.
7/7, and two bombs that are super annoying to deal with.
Oh, yeah. All right.
And I mean, the fact that the bombs are mechs also can trigger the Goblin Blast Mage, which is hidden value, but it's actually pretty good. Like you play Boom, and the following turn, you'll be able to trigger a Blast Mage
All right.
if set up properly.
Okay, cool.
And Boom is basically a cheaper Onyxia because you need both big removal and a sweeper for just one card, which
Oh,
is
yeah.
extremely strong.
I mean,
And
you
the
could,
bombs,
if you're facing up against the mage, you could BGH it and then use your hero power, but you're kind of getting shafted in that.
yeah,
So,
yeah, it's very hard to clear Boom cost effectively and card efficiently because basically you need 2 cards to kill it, and the bombs might actually they help clear the board. This is super strong.
all right.
Even though like the effect isn't guaranteed, the fact that it's random actually adds to its power, I think.
Oh, I've won many a games off those boom bots. It was like,
Yeah.
all right, come on, hit for 4. 4 to the face. All right, hit for 4. 4 to the face. I win. I'm done.
And even when it doesn't, just the fact that your opponent has to kill them, and it's still really awkward to clear,
Mm-hmm.
it is so good. It's basic. It gives you tempo.
It does. It really, really
For
does.
7 mana, that's really weird.
Yeah, because it's a threat that they have to deal with right then and there, or have a nice day.
Yeah, I mean it's 9 damage.
Yeah. All right, so we've talked about the theory. We've looked over the deck. I think it's time we put this in use. What do you think?
Yeah, sure.
All right, so you will go and get into a game, and we will spectate.
All right, let's do this.
Yes, rank 1.
Yep.
The
I didn't
innkeeper
get to
rank.
this season, but
You'll get there. You'll get there.
oh yeah, I'm not rushing for legend.
Searching, searching, searching.
Oh, we avoided the mediocre monk. We actually have a worthy opponent.
Oh my
It's a
god.
hunt.
Wait. You said, we're the opponent and we have a hunter now. I don't know.
Yeah. All right. So first of all, he kept only a single card, if I saw right. So his opening should be, he should have something at least in the first 2 turns, ideally for him turn 1. So I never keep a 5-drop, that's for sure. Like usually I don't keep anything under 4 unless I'm second and I have a really good hand. And Frostbolt and Loot are very weird. Since I'm first, I'm gonna keep that Frostbolt because that's my answer to an Undertaker.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm not sure if I keep the Loot because I really need a turn 1 against Hunter. So I think I'm gonna go more YOLO-ish because the Loot doesn't trade well and I have a turn 2, so
Right.
yeah, against Hunter and any aggressive deck, I really need a strong opening. So I'm already happier seeing this Chugger.
Oh, and on the draw, the Undertaker.
Awesome. But yeah, the Chugger is way better than the Loot because against Hunter, I don't need to draw extra cards really. I just want to be mana efficient.
What?
Okay.
Could this be the rare and elusive Control Hunter?
I don't know. He only kept 1 card, so that could explain stuff, and that's the bow.
Yeah. Which is about to go on permanent lockdown.
I think that was a poor choice from him, but yeah. So that's annoying, not to have a 3-drop, but I mean, at least a secret would have been nice, but Blast Mage value is amazing, so won't really complain.
To my side.
Options galore here.
Yeah, that's a tough one, because I really want to lock down that bow, but I mean, playing that boar is amazing. And I have 2 of those, so since I have 12 damage worth of burst and hunters don't heal, I might actually just go Blast Mage freeze this, because if he KCs my Blast Mage, he still doesn't have an answer to the Chugger. And that's 3 mana, so he skips his next turn. So I think, yeah, I think I'm just gonna do this. And if I'm very lucky, I'm just gonna kill this, but... Alright.
Close.
Yeah, pretty close.
I wonder what secret that could be.
I'll show them. I'll show them all.
Well, if it's freezing, I guess I can frostbolt this and then...
What to do?
I think I just want to go for freeze since I have so much damage in hand. That's going to be my goal. I can totally race him.
Alright.
So, if it's freezing, I think I want to freeze at Chugger. Because it trades, it doesn't trade as well as the Blast Mage, and 5 damage is amazing.
Oh yeah.
But I think I play my second Blast Mage first, though. Even though it's going to take 2 damage if it's explosive, I'm going to guarantee my 4 damage.
Right.
And hopefully I kill one of these, but... Okay. Well,
Well,
I know I finished freezing then. So that's pretty good. So the first one was freezing. Didn't really matter. But now that I get to trigger both... Oh, the second one was snakes. Okay.
Nice.
Yeah, so that's... I don't see myself losing here. Because I basically have lethal in 2 turns. And I don't think he's going to be able to kill me. Okay, so I just got to count. I would Black Knight, but if I can set up lethal for next turn, I just don't care. So Fireball, Frostbolt this turn, and then Frostbolt Ping next turn. There's no way I die. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 7 on board. There's just no way for him to deal 15 on 6 mana. So I'm just going to go for it and not care.
Long as his bow is locked down, yes.
Yep. And I don't even think the bow mattered.
Well fought.
Oh, he realized he was done.
Yeah. So, gonna give him 30 seconds to queue, since ideally we don't want to showcase 2 hunter matches.
Oh yeah. Because, you know, nobody really wants to see that. Ever.
Yeah, so this game was pretty much a steamroll. And that's usually how it goes against Hunter. Like, whoever gets the board early is going to have a huge advantage. And we're way better than Hunter at pressing our advantage.
Right. I mean, Hunter's hero power is something that they've been relying on quite significantly. They have the weapon, but if you take the weapon out of the equation, then it really puts them on par, if not below Mage, on many occasions.
Yeah, and also, if they don't get to deal damage early, their hero power is completely useless, because it doesn't impact the board at all, and you don't care about damage unless you die. Yep. So, if you're the aggressor, their hero power is just a waste of mana.
Alright, so you're in another match.
Yeah. So, my Druid opponent kept 2 cards.
Hold on a second. Unfortunately, Hearthstone sometimes wants to be very slow when it comes to spectator mode. I have yet to figure out why.
No problem. I have 90 seconds to mulligan.
Alright, here we go.
Jaina versus
Right, so the Druid kept 2 cards,
Must protect
All right.
no one.
and I'm not sure if I definitely keep the Worm. The loot's nice because if he just hero powers kills it, I get to draw a card and thin my deck. And at least I know I have something to play on turn 2. I think I tossed my Frostbolt, but it could be Mech Mage, so I think I'm going to keep it since he kept 2 cards. Because it's very rare for Druids, ramps, to keep 2 cards.
Mm-hmm.
Especially against Mage, because they have no idea what Mage is playing. So I'm keeping it because Mech Druid is a thing.
All right.
And the Frostbolt, like if he coins Mech Warper and I don't have Frostbolt, I pretty much lost. And Frostbolt has a great synergy with the Worm too, so.
Hmm.
Well, I have Frostbolt to have my answer, but not sure if I wanna. I think I want to Frostbolt it, and hopefully he won't have Wrath.
Probably about the best play.
Yeah. Because otherwise he's gonna get a lot of value in, like just hero powers this and I have 2/1 that's useless. And the Worm puts pressure by itself, so. Like, if I had a Golem in hand, I'd be happy. But without a great follow-up, it's harder.
Whoa.
Where
Okay.
shall I strike?
Well, that's a statement.
Yeah, but I don't like to Frostbolt and trade because then he gets the initiative, and I don't like that.
Right.
I'm not sure if loot's a better idea though, because he just hero power it and then killed this. So yeah, I'm pretty much forced to Frostbolt. Now I go to trade because if he has Wrath next turn, I am gonna have to fireball the 4/3, which is extremely bad.
Uh,
Come on, Shredder, Shredder.
close.
Yeah, it's close. I'm definitely gonna play the Golem over the loot.
Oh yeah.
I think it's not mana efficient, but at the same time, pinging doesn't matter, and I could loot ping next turn, and my 2-attack guy would replace itself.
All right.
So for board control, it's better.
Tazdingo! Yes.
Well, since I drew the Mana Worm, I guess Fireball is not that bad.
It's not that great either.
Yeah, it's not great. Definitely not. But then next turn I can play Sylvanas, which is pretty annoying.
Right.
The thing is, if I loot Mana Worm ping, this Tazdingo clears pretty much everything. So I usually want to keep my my burn for the face, but I think I'm gonna have to kind of gamble on the fact that this Druid is low on cards and it's not gonna have great answers.
Job done.
Without the Mana Worm, though, I probably would have loot pinged.
Right.
But being able to buff that worm is slightly better. Wow, so he had that Wrath all along for my other Mana Worm.
I think he was holding on to it for the Undertaker. And there's the ramp.
Yep. So if I play Sylvanas, she just kills that Ancient Allure that he's ramping to, but doesn't get anything. But if I play Scientist, Loot, and Ping, then I can actually trade with that lore and draw 2 cards, and still play my Sylvanas next turn and be extra annoying.
Sounds good.
Yeah, I really prefer it.
I'll show them all.
Well, I get to draw 1 and draw and play 1. Just get 4.5 worth, 4.5 mana worth of value with that Scientist,
Oh yeah.
which is pretty good.
Another card that people are calling for, a nerf.
Yeah, I would definitely agree.
Yeah.
I mean, if the loot hoarder is balanced by being a 2-1 draw a card, how would a 2-2 draw and play a card be balanced?
Oh.
Oh, seriously, this game's too easy sometimes. Okay.
But he may have pulled that second Wrath.
Yeah. Okay, so
What to do?
I'm not sure if I gotta
What to
clear
do.
this. Yeah, I probably do. I want to draw my cards and play that secret. Because I have a 2 and 3 to be Mirror Entity, and the other one's Counterspell, so both are pretty good against Druid.
Come on, Mirror Entity.
Yep.
Nice.
Alright. So I'm wasting damage and I don't like that, but like he has to deal with Sylvanas and the Undertaker and play around Mirror Entity, so kind of hard for him. He's pretty high on HP though, and I don't like that.
Safeguard the land.
And this is probably the best answer to both Mirror Entity and Sylvanas.
Yep.
The land.
But 2-4 is decent, and I keep my tempo, that's the thing. Like, Sylvanas is still a 5-5, which is pretty nice. Now that's very interesting, because Black Knight kills 10 HP, potentially, or 6 if he... Basically, Black Knight's super good, but I hate holding that 4-5, but I think I have to.
Yeah.
So, wondering if I do clear this keeper or if I just go face. Since this is my last burn, I probably really want to play for the board because dealing damage won't really help.
Right.
I have 11. I'm still missing damage. So I don't want him to trade favorably. How would he do it? He's going to trade the shade into the Undertaker, that's for sure. But then this keeper kills this only. But if I trade Sylvanas there, he doesn't get a better swipe really.
But then he can kill it with the shade.
He can kill Sylvanas, but then wouldn't kill this.
Yeah. Makes sense.
Yeah. I think I'm actually going to do it this way. Okay, got to play... Oh wow, I actually played my hero power, but it didn't play itself.
That's interesting.
Which is funny. Oh!
Oh! Good
Top
call. Good call.
He top deck tower value. This is the best feeling ever.
And the crush in 5, 4, 3,
Yep.
2, 1. And the chugger. Oh, not enough mana for it.
Yeah, well, could actually trade the keeper, because we basically trade that 2-2 for a 2-3 that freezes, so it's way better. But like, there's the value thing. I don't think that freezing the Druid's gonna have a lot of impact, so I think I'm just gonna ping
Right.
to be more mana effective. Because, I mean, 2-2 is the same to clear than 2-3 for Druid. Unless they swipe and hero power, but it's not a good play this turn.
Oh, wow.
Oh.
Wow.
Okay, so probably Fireball 1, attack, trade. Yeah. I mean, it's still... He's going to be out of taunts now, which is very good, and I have a good board. I mean, I guess this is weak to double swipe, but with only 4 cards in hand, I'd be surprised he has it. And if he has it, like, doesn't matter if I play my hand or not, I still lose if he double swipes, because this is not a good board refill.
Yeah, I think the only thing that could possibly save you... Wait, there's one?
That's one. Okay.
Alright. So he's going to eat another 4.
So we're 3 off. That's 2.
Actually, that's more than that. That's game.
Yeah. Oh wait. Oh yeah, because I had the ping. I didn't count right. But yeah, when I was talking about Boom is actually like
The
insane with
example.
the Undertaker, that was it.
Yep. Alright. Oh my.
So pretty good top deck, both on our side and on his side, so we could win better.
That was amazing. It was looking a little sketchy there for a minute too, but you pulled it out.
Yeah, that's usually how it goes. Against defensive decks like Druid and Pally and Control Warrior. But usually it's the other way around. Like you play the minions early, you get your secrets, then you get value, so you can buy time for your removal that's actually going to be used as burn for the face.
Mm-hmm.
But this time around, we actually had to use that burn all on minions, which is very rare and usually pretty sketchy. But it worked, and I mean, a lot of cards would have been great that turn. The top deck Boom was obviously like pretty good because it was lethal. But we could have got a piloted Shredder, a piloted Sky Golem that are both really hard to deal with for Druid because they take a lot of mana to remove. Because like 4/3 and 6/4, like you have to kill them, but you also have to silence them. And Druid silence is 4 mana, and it's a 2/4 that doesn't deal a lot on the doesn't do a lot on the board.
Mm-hmm.
So the Shredders are very annoying for Druid. So a lot of draws that turn would have been lethal over 2 or 3 turns, just because the Druid could not have answered properly.
All right. Now comes that wonderful special time where I get to promote my guest and any affiliations he has.
Yay!
All right. So if you want to follow Flying Whale, you can check him out on Twitter at FlyingWhaleHS. If you'd like to check out his stream, twitch.tv/FlyingWhale_HS, Facebook.com/FlyingWhaleHS. So weird. I've hardly ever had to do a Facebook on this one. He is also a part of Hearthmind. Would you like to tell the people what Hearthmind is?
Yeah. Basically, Hearthmind is like a small family that I'm part of. Well, we're not related, but we really enjoy being with each other. We're an amateur team, basically. There's me and Alex that are the competitive players, but we're not pros. But what's super nice about Hearthmind is that the team hosts weekly challenges where we have special constraints. So every week you have special rules, like this week is you can only play minions that are 4 to 8 mana costs. So we create a special meta that you have to predict, you have to make special decks, and that way we want to favor more creativity in the meta. And we're actually hosting a $200 tournament on Saturday the 30th on NA.
Mm-hmm.
And the rules aren't official yet, I think, so I can't talk about them, but when they're going to be on hearthmind.net, and I mean, I know the rules. They're very nice. They're simple, yet very interesting, so definitely go check that out and participate. It's going to be awesome. And the usual challenges are on Friday, so I'm going to be playing one this Friday and every Friday.
All right.
It's a lot of fun.
All right. That's actually really awesome. Everybody go there. Get that money.
Yeah, and mostly the fun. I mean, I've never enjoyed a tournament so much because even when you lose, you actually, like, you're not that salty because your opponent didn't just net decks and draw better than you did. He actually built a deck. So
Mhm.
you have to recognize that your opponent actually made a deck to beat yours. That's very nice.
That's quite amazing.
Yeah.
All right. You know, I'd love to see a challenge that actually had nothing but 5 drops in it, because you wouldn't see mage at all in this.
Yeah.
Unless they were taking cards from Mech Workshop. But That's a whole different story. I'm not going there. All right, so you had a amazing showing with that deck. It's actually quite impressive. So everybody, check that deck out. Play it. It's going to be a lot of fun. Thank you so much for coming on the show. Before we get to the whole little spiel here I normally do, now you made some comments about Undertaker and Dr. Boom and Mad Scientist. What are your thoughts on the whole nerf question? Because that topic's been going around for quite some time.
Well, the Blizzard side is we don't want to nerf cards. We want to make new cards that basically counter what's OP. So like Loatheb to counter Miracle Rogue, and that was actually a decent nerf, even if for some time it actually made Miracle better. But like the thought behind it is that I like the Loatheb thing because it both prevents and allows swings at the same time. So it's a very strategic element that you can add. But I don't know how you could fix Undertaker and Scientist because like I said during last game, the Scientist is just gives you too much value. Like you could like some people say the Scientist is overpowered to make secrets actually viable, but I'd say just buff the secrets. Like so because it just feels unfair when your opponent gets that card that's so good.
Oh yeah.
So, personally, I mean, some people like RNG and like swings and everything, but I'm a chess player, so I like to have my things set up and to build for checkmate. And when my opponent just plays a card that's way too much value, then that's kind of if my opponent played 2 turns and that gets me salty.
Yeah. Well, RNG has been pretty much synonymous with the word salt. I mean, I think RNG is literally put into this game just for these epic moments in tournaments and the post-match interview with the loser. And, I mean, we've seen some pretty salty things said, Care of Reynad.
Yeah, definitely. But, I mean, like I said earlier, I wouldn't mind the RNG that much if it didn't make the player that didn't play right win.
Yeah.
Like, I personally, maybe that's because I'm more on the competitive side, but when I see a tournament and, like, Kit Kats pulls off 3 Kel'Thuzas out of his shredder, I'm just like, well, maybe Kit Kat's played right, but he could have played terribly and still steamrolled ties. So, like, I wanna see a demonstration of skills, not a demonstration of RNG that leads to a win. So yeah.
Well, it's that fine line. People love seeing these amazing little combinations happen, like out of nowhere kind of thing. But at the same time, the players can't stand it. It's like,
Yeah.
I lost because of the most bullshit, 1 in 240,000 possibility.
Yeah. But even then, I mean, 50-50s are so annoying. Like, when I see like 2 control players struggling for like 15 turns and thinking their turn through, and then one player is back against the wall and just goes, "Well, I guess I got a YOLO rag," and then what? That's gonna decide the game. Like after 15 turns of like really really hard play and like where both players try to play as best as they can, you're just gonna be like, well, the computer's gonna decide who wins. We're gonna coin flip that, and that is so frustrating for both players. Actually, well, when I'm both the winner and the loser, I just feel bad. I don't like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, I have a certain theory on rag math, which is pretty much if your opponent has 3 or more minions on the board, it's going to almost always go to his face.
Yeah,
If he's
but
only got 1, it's never going to hit his face.
yeah, but some RNG is good because you can RNG can allow some demonstrations of skills too. Like when your opponent pulls out a secret with Mad Scientist,
Mm-hmm.
like regardless of the fact that the card's OP in itself, like you have to play around that secret and you have no information. Like your opponent didn't play that secret, didn't choose to play it, so you can't make a meta call about, well, counterspell would have been great, so I guess I am going to play around it.
Mm-hmm.
So, well,
You have
the
to
only
walk
meta call,
blindly into the fire.
Yeah, well, not really. You have to play around everything and do it wisely. And kind of like I I tried to do against the hunter, but since I had a lot of burn, it didn't really matter. But think about what if he has snakes? What if he has freezing? What if he has explosive? How can I play around everything and test each trap individually? This is very interesting to me. I like that,
All right.
and that RNG adds that element. But at the same time, the difference between pulling a mirror entity or a counterspell can be can decide a whole game. So at the same time, that's very annoying.
All right. No, no, I completely agree with you on that one. All right, so every week I put out this challenge. If you got a deck that you think is interesting, you have a camera. Big, bold words here. Have a camera
And a microphone.
and a microphone. Thank you. And would like to be on Deck Talk, go ahead. Shoot me this deck list. Let me see what you got. You can contact me via my email, which will be posted up in the description of this video, as well as Hearthmind, and a few other interesting details you guys should be checking out. So, again, Flying Whale, thank you so much for coming on. That was an amazing set.
And thanks a whole lot for inviting me. I had lots of fun.
And it was a great way of procrastinating.
Yes, I was supposed to read papers tonight, but I'm gonna do it tomorrow.
Reading, internet.
And I had fun tonight, so no regrets.
All right. Thank you so much. And again, don't forget, Monday, Mech Workshop ish. Unsure this week due to certain issues. But every Sunday, Meta Report comes out. Don't forget to check that out. This is Shiv saying thank you, everyone. Be safe. Enjoy the cold, unless you're in Florida like me. And may the RNGesus always be with you. Goodbye.